Hey guys, today I will be showing you how I get my knots to go from this to this. So the things you're going to need are a pressed powder. I'm using pressed powder. I used to use loose powder. You can go ahead and try using loose powder. But I found that pressed powder is it's way thicker than loose powder, and it just has a longer stick to it. I'm using two different ones from Mary Kay, one in the color beige 2 and another in the color bronze 2. I am also using a CC cream by Mary Kay, and the next thing that I'll be using and you're going to need is a hairspray that it has a strong hold control to it. I'm using this one by One and Only Argan Oil, and you're going to need a beauty sponge as well as a super dense makeup brush. So I'm just going to turn the wig inside out here, and as you can see behind, I did dye this hair, so there are some spots where the dye got on the lace, but this little trick actually fixes all of that. So I'm super excited to show you guys. I'll be starting off with the liquid, so the CC cream and the beauty sponge. And this wig did come with its front knots lightly bleached, but only the front knots, and you can barely even tell. So I'm going to take a little palette here, put some of the CC cream on there, and I'm using the beauty sponge for the liquid, for the cream, because it's going to push that cream into the lace and cover those knots before I go ahead and go in with the pressed powder. And I know it's going fast here, but I'm really taking my time in pressing the CC cream into the lace. I love this method, and so while you're watching this, I'm just going to tell you guys why I don't bleach my knots on my closures in my lace wigs. Bleaching the knots on your closure and your lace wigs actually will dry out the knots and dry out the lace, and it can cause balding on your closures in your lace wigs. And after you spend a good amount of money on a good lace wig or a good closure, who wants to go through, experiencing balding because of bleaching the knots? It's really not healthy for the hair, and it's really a toss-up if you are even doing it right. So I've been doing this method for a really long time. And next I'm going to go in with the lightest pressed powder, which is the beige 2. I'm going to take that super dense makeup brush, and then I am going to go ahead and go at this full lace wig. I'm going to continuously pat over the lace after I completely get the product onto the makeup brush, as much product as I can. And I'm doing dabbing motions. I'm not sweeping across the lace. I'm dabbing. It's like stippling the product onto the lace. And that's really important. So this is the lighter color. I feel like a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that their scalp is a lot lighter than their actual skin tone, when in reality our scalp is not that much lighter than our actual skin tone. So there's no need to have a white scalp when I'm a medium to dark colored woman. And now I'm going to go in with the next color of the pressed powder, which is bronze 2, and I'm really caking it on there to make sure that it's covering the knots properly. And it's a really simple process. Once you start doing it, it's very repetitive, and it's super healthy for the hair, and it's very long lasting if you get a strong hold hairspray, which a lot of people don't know about that step, but you guys will see why in a second. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. And I'm just checking, and you guys can see that I'm going to go ahead and take the hairspray. Make sure you get one that says stronghold, but also that it specifies that it won't, make your hair stiff. You don't want that, because if you're going to do that, you might as well bleach your knots, So you want to get one that's very flexible and that's not damaging. So I have this one and only argan oil one, and it's a stronghold and control, and I'm just lightly spraying it all over the lace. I'm not going crazy. I'm just doing it in little spurts. I was missing some spots, so I go ahead and apply some more pressed powder and go right back in with the hairspray. You guys can determine on your own whether you need more pressed powder or whether you need more hairspray. I choose not to use that much hairspray. Just a light coat is good enough because I don't want it to be super caked on onto the knots of my wigs and my closures. So I'm just going to turn it inside out and show you guys the result. As you can see, I'm parting the hair all over, and the knots are not visible at all. It's a complete 180 from when I first started with this wig. The little black ants, as people call them, are completely gone. And it's extremely long lasting. I've had this wig already for over a month, and I still haven't had to do this process over. I have no balding going on from, bleaching my knots. So I hope you guys try this out. Let me know if it works for you and how it works for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!